Grow a Garden 2 seemed to be one of the most promising games ever, hitting 400,000 active on release and getting over 1 billion visits faster than any game has before. But the terrible decisions, updates, and factors have ultimately brought this game down from its glory to around 30,000 active. So why? This is the downfall of Grow a Garden 2. Now, Grow a Garden 2 didn't really have a slow rise like most games, releasing on June 12, 2026 with a big timer counting down the release. Immediately after release, hundreds of thousands of people joined. Popular streamers like Creecraft were live, farming the new seeds and discovering new things. It quickly reached 500,000 concurrent players. Everything seemed great, until the first update. Now, the first update for most people would suck, to say the least. Now, one of the main new features of Grow a Garden 2 at release that most people seemed to love was bargaining/auctioning, which was basically a chance to get a higher sell price on your fruits. Now, Grow a Garden 2 devs saw this and they decided to straight up remove it. The new megaphone was annoying, which they added. They added a pay-to-win feature that was removed, re-added cheaper, then removed again for some reason. And the anti-cheat did nothing to stop the hundreds of thousands of bots, which brings me to my next point. Now, like the first Grow a Garden 2 had rare pets and seeds. For example, rainbow seeds, which guaranteed rainbow plants, or unicorns, which turned plants rainbow every few seconds. And, of course, people wanted these pets and seeds, but they were very rare and hard to get, having the player need to have huge amounts of shekels or fight other players for them. But bots made it easier, for a price of course. On sites like eBay, you can see vendors selling hundreds of rainbow seeds for extremely cheap, completely ruining the game's economy and fun. The whole premise was that you would need to fight others to get rainbow seeds, or have hundreds of thousands of shekels saved so that when the rarest pet came you could buy it. And those were huge flexes. But now, someone could just steal their mom's credit card and get like 50 plants like that. Now, bots were also contributing a lot to the game's player count, sort of like other botted games like MM2, and the game's quote-unquote anti-cheat didn't seem to be working. But while this was happening, other issues also arose. For example, repetitivity. Now, at first, Jendao didn't want to host any admin abuses in Grow a Garden 2, because he claimed they would ruin the economy.
When people keep asking for gag to admin abuse. But you aren't ready to tell them.
But the whole reason so many players played Grow a Garden 1 was due to the crazy admin abuses, sometimes hitting over 22 million concurrent players during admin abuses, and removing this would completely ruin the game. Jendao realized this and hosted the first admin abuse on August 1st. But this was underwhelming to say the least. By this point, most people were bored of admin abuse. They had already seen the craziest admin abuses in Grow a Garden 1, and these just seemed underwhelming. The devs had run out of ideas. People just didn't like these admin abuses as much, because they weren't as crazy as before in the first game. The only thing that were new was bargaining, which was removed, clans, which you needed Robux for, and golden and rainbow seeds, which were mass bought and sold on the black market sites. But these black market sites and bots that helped Grow a Garden 2 rise would also live to see it fall. You see, Roblox did a massive ban wave, banning a bunch of bots off the platform. Botted games saw a huge drop in players, and Grow a Garden 2 was not an exception. The bot ban, combined with people getting bored and quitting, dropped Grow a Garden 2 from about 300k concurrent players all the way down to 30k concurrent players, which is like 10% of the original player base. But now that the bots were gone, we can see the true amount of players in Grow a Garden 2, which is obviously way less than before, because most of the players had been bots. So, in the end, what happens? Now, popular creators like Creecraft have already stopped playing, and in my opinion, if mediocre updates keep happening, repetitivity keeps happening, the black market comes back, and players keep quitting, then in the future, Grow Garden 2 might only be a fraction of itself. I think Grow Garden 2 has a few months at most before we see it completely die out. And that was the rise and fall of Grow Garden 2.